Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily and today we're going to play with two new luxury makeup blush releases. I have two shades of the new YSL Make Me blushes and I also picked up the new Hermes Le Grand blush. So I've done swatches for these and we're going to put them to the test and I'm going to give you my thoughts on these blushes. Hopefully that sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things like subscribe, hit that notification bell and let's get into it. Before we zoom in nice and close and I put the blushes on my cheeks, I'm going to give you guys the details, but before we do, you know the deal, 4K no filters. The blushes will be linked down below in the description box. They are affiliate links though, so if you shop through them, thank you so much. On my lips is the new Chanel Coco Baume in Honey Bliss with the Chanel 158 lip liner, and then on my eyes is the Danessa Myricks Groundwork neutral palette with the Sisley Copper liquid shadow as well as the gold special shade from McGrath Labs Moonlit Seduction Mothership, but I'll have that down below as well for you. Now I've done everything on my face up until blush. I don't have any cream blush on, but everything else is done. And I did also wear the YSL All Hours bronzer for today. I'm going to give you the details of the blushes first, then we'll do swatches, and then we'll do the demo on the face. There will be timestamps if you're only interested in certain parts. Let's start with the YSL blushes. So these are the new YSL Make Me blushes. I picked up two shades. I picked up 12 Nocturnal Nude and 6 Rose Haze. So it comes in kind of like your standard gold packaging. And then these are the actual blushes and their packaging. They are incredibly luxe. I love that each of the blushes have like a color that's corresponding to the blush inside, so that if you have more than one of them you can just quickly see what color it is and grab it. I love it. It is very similar to the YSL All Hours bronzer packaging where it's got like that same kind of leather front here. You know, it just has the same feel. This one is just straight black plastic. This is, I mean, this is still plastic, but it's that gold metal type vibe, if you will. And they both have that kind of nice little, it's not a super like heavy product, but it does have a little heft to it that you kind of think of when you think of luxury, you know, at least in my opinion. There are 11 shades in total for these blushes, at least on the Australian YSL website. I did see that some of you guys in the US said you didn't have all the shades, so I'm not quite sure what that's about. I paid $98 per blush for mine. That's Australian dollars, so again depending on where you live and your currency. When you click on, if you click on the link down below for this blush, it will take you to wherever you can buy this blush in your location, and then that will show you in your currency. The blushes are made in Italy, so that luxury formula, and they have a 24-month expiry. The quick little description of these is an ultra sensorial texture, melts seamlessly onto cheeks, so silky that skin does not feel dry but comfortable and weightless, no flaking or caking. It also says it's infused with squalane. Skin looks mattified but soft throughout the day, and it's infused with rose hip from the YSL Beauty Aurica Community Gardens for a healthy looking skin. They also say it's an ultra buildable sheer to super bold shades, true color payoff, and that it is supposed to be waterproof and sweat proof in like 24-hour wear. Now who wears their makeup for 24 hours a day? Maybe there's some people, not me, but it does have those claims. And when I go to apply the blushes is when I will tell you whether or not I agree with those claims. So now we're going to swipe into the swatches of the two blush shades that I have. Now let's talk about the new Hermes. It's called the H Trio Le Grand Blush, Silky Blush, limited edition in rose. I'm going to say Hale. It has marks on it that I'm sure you're supposed to pronounce it a lot fancier than that, but we all know I butcher an accent around here and a word around here, okay? Now there's only one shade of this, and actually the description of this one is saying that the Le Grand blush is a limited edition product. Gregorius Propellus The creative director of Hermes Beauty has reinvented the iconic powder in a trio of iridescent blushes. So I don't know if I'll pop a picture of it here. It's like the H Trio Iridescent Mineral Powder, but it's kind of like a highlighter really. So essentially they've taken that formula and popped it into a limited edition blush shade. I imagine if this does well, they'll probably bring it out in other shades as well and keep it permanent. They describe the Le Grand blush illuminates the face with a light touch of pink, enhanced by a shimmering veil of light. So immediately, if the word shimmering or glowy or anything like those words scare you in terms of a blush, that's probably ruled you out. But I will show you what it looks like on the cheek and whether or not it is too intense of a glow, if you will. Now it comes in your beautiful Hermes packaging, which my lights are probably blowing that out, but it does come with your little orange box, which honestly, I know it's a small thing and some people don't care about packaging. For me, it's all about what I love about luxury makeup as well. So it comes with like your little Hermes orange box and everything, and I just love it. And then here is your compact of the blush, and it is the same size as like if you have the bronzer, for example. So it's quite large. It's not small like the current blushes that they have. This one is really large. It's like I said, it's the size of the bronzer. So this one was 165 Australian dollars. So again, depending on your currency is going to depend on how much you pay for that. It'll be linked down below for you wherever I can find it. I don't actually think I paid $165 for this. I think I had like a $100 voucher, but I can't remember. I would have regardless, to be honest with you. I saw this and I was like, I want to try it. This one is also made in Italy, so that luxury formula, and it has a 12-month expiry. I'm going to go ahead and swipe into the swatch of this blush for you as well, and then we will swipe into a little slide where I've just compared the blush details against each other in case I mean they're different blushes, but just in case you are thinking like, should I get the Hermes or should I get the YSL, I'll have these two products and like their claims and like their price and everything just side by side compared for you, so that you can just see those details easily if you want to. And then we'll come back and zoom in and put these on the face. You guys are zoomed in super close. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you guys footage. I'm going to insert footage right now of each of the YSL blushes where I will have a short, I don't know if it's up already or not, but where I did one side with one shade and the other side with the other shade. And so I'm going to show you that footage. I'm going to insert it here now for you so that you can see that. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I am gonna pop one of these shades on, but I want to put the Hermes shade on its own on the other side as well. So I want you to be able to see that on its own. But I know you're going to want to see both of these shades separately as well. So that's why I did the footage. I think for today, I'll just take Rose Haze. If I'm honest, I actually like mixing the two shades together. I think they're beautiful mixed together, but then I don't want you guys to think that you need to like pick up the two shades. Or should I mix the two together because you've seen them individually, and then if you did want to pick them up and wanted to mix them together, you could see, no, maybe actually let's just do that, and then it's like you've seen them three ways and whatever. Now I have two Smashbox cheek brushes for each of the formulas, so I'm just going to take one of them and I'm just going to mix these two together. So let's apply. So I have there's a hair on this brush. My hair is molting so badly. So I've got no cream blush on. Look at that. So spoiler alert, these are amazing. These are amazing, you guys. They are amazing, truly. This is one of those products where I tell you that everything they claim in their product description is true. Like 100% true. And actually the day that I tried these, my air conditioning still wasn't fixed, and it's summer here if you haven't heard me whinge about it in all my other videos. And so I put it on in the morning. I didn't have any cream blush on or anything underneath it, just these. And it was a hot, humid, sweaty day here for me. And then at the end of the day when I had a shower, my blushes still looked like this. They looked like I had just applied them. The color was still really vibrant. It hadn't faded at all, and it still looked absolutely blurred and stunning. These truly meet all of the claims, in my opinion. Keep in mind, just my opinion, but these really do meet the claims in my opinion. The formula is very, very similar. If those of you that have the YSL All Hours bronzer, it's honestly like a, if not identical, very, very identical formula to that bronzer is what I'm trying to spit out there. It's a very velvety, soft powder, and almost like a suede velvet, if you will. So it's these are absolutely gorgeous. I will be picking up more shades. I know they are incredibly expensive, but for those of you wondering how they compare to my beloved REM blushes, the REM blushes feel how do I describe this? The REM blushes feel more cream-like. These have more of a cream-like formula, if you will. They're still a powder, but they just have that more like cream-like feel, buttery feel, whereas these are silky satin velvet, if you will, like a suede, like slightly more dry feeling. Not dry in a bad way, just for lack of a better word. But yeah, they are both beautiful, beautiful formulas. I absolutely love and adore both of them. I want both of them in my collection. If you were trying to pick between the two, just pick whatever tickles your pickle. Honestly, you can't go wrong, truly. Now let's put this Hermes one on. Full transparency, I have only actually put this one on over other blushes, actually these blushes, the YSL ones. So far since I've tried this, I've not actually put it on its own. I know how I feel about it over blushes, but it's not a blush that I personally like, this kind of glowy blush like this that I would usually wear on its own. I would usually use this as a topper, but let us try it. So this is the other Smashbox cheek brush. So you can instantly see, oh, it's like nicely buildable in pigment, but definitely more of a soft pigment than the YSL immediately. I did mix those two shades though. This is not going to suit all skin tones. That says suits all skin tones. Maybe as a highlighter, but definitely not. Like this isn't really going to show up on a deeper skin tone, is it? No. So here's how I feel about this. On its own like this, one, it's actually not the worst glowy blush I've ever tried. The worst glowy blush I've ever tried personally is the Rare Beauty ones. They were like straight metallic highlighters. Me, I was like, absolutely not. This, if I was gonna wear a glowy blush on its own like this is the formula that I would go for, because if you keep it away from here, which I haven't for now, but if you keep it away from here, it really doesn't emphasize texture. It's really quite smooth, and can you see that healthy juiced upness to the skin? Bringing it inward, it has like, and I don't know if you can see, this is 4K, but I definitely have more pronounced pores on this side than I do on this side because of the formula difference, right? Like this is a velvet, this is the glow. So again, if you are someone that loves a glowy blush like this, you're going to be obsessed. You are. And if you're someone that wants a glowy blush, but one that's like an introductory glowy blush, I think this is a good option. I mean, price aside, just because this is like, for me, this is about as glowy as I would go, and I feel comfortable wearing this. Like, even though it has enhanced a little bit of pores here, I still feel like it looks quite nice. You know what I mean? But how I really like to wear this is actually as a topper on the other side. So let me just, and I keep it away from here, and I kind of just add that extra oomph, you know, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. Is it absolutely very, very extra to use this product like that? Yes, but if you know me, I'm incredibly extra, and I'm all the more happy to put more makeup on my face, so I'm not mad at it. But also I could see myself, like if I had a cream blush on underneath and then just using this on the outer, like keeping away from here, I could also see myself using this for that and just like using it for like the juiced upness on the outside. Really, really pretty. This one also wore really lovely as a blush topper as well. It didn't fade away, like my skin didn't get oily or greasy from it or anything where I applied it. Wore really well, and like by the end of the day it still was on my face. So I was very, very happy with the wear time of it as well. Just taking a little bit of that YSL blushes and just evening out the sides here. So I've just applied just a little bit of the YSL on this side too to just kind of like even them out. I think they look quite nice. I really do. So I am also just going to take, I just got the new Fenty Beauty setting spray, the You Mist. I've only used it today. I used it before, but I'm just going to reapply some on my cheek and like melt these in and see what that does. My first impressions, if you're just wondering, on the Fenty Beauty setting sprays, I really like it. The packaging is like metal. I really like the spray, and I like the way it goes on the face because it feels like a really setting, like not hydrating where it's like gonna add a heap of like glow and dew, but it doesn't like strip the skin or anything. It really just nicely melts everything in. So I like all of those initial first impressions, but I need to test it for a couple of weeks before I can tell you if I actually think it does anything in terms of like setting the makeup. So this is what we're looking like. Honestly, I just think they look gorgeous. Oof, I really do. I think that looks lovely. All right, I'm gonna zoom you guys out just a little bit, and then I'm gonna tell you just like my overall thoughts, even though you kind of know roughly, but we're gonna wrap it up. All right, my friends, we have the blushes on. So here's my final thoughts. The YSL Make Me blushes, in my personal opinion, again, just my opinion, and yes, everyone's value of a dollar is very different, so take it facetiously, but these are a run, don't walk for me. These are a run, don't walk, okay? These are amazing. These are gorgeous. If you are looking for a soft, blurring, buildable, long-wearing, stunning blush, this is for you, my friend. These are for you. They are stunning. Everything about this product is an A+++ in my mind, okay? Now, if you're looking for a more glowy blush, a more juiced up blush, then maybe this is the product for you. Maybe you already have the current like H Trio mineral powder and you think that's phenomenal and you're like, that in a blush formula is impeccable. I think the shade of this is really, really beautiful. I actually do like this. I like it more as like a bit of a blush topper or over a more matte cream blush, and then just keeping it towards this outer portion, just because I do like these parts in here to be more blurred personally. But this is a glowy blush even I can get behind, okay? Like even I can get behind this, and it's not something that I normally would get behind, but I do really like the way, I think like this is a glowy blush without really emphasizing a heap of texture. Like I think it does a really nice job and just plumps up, and I really do like the shade. So I could see Hermes potentially bringing out more shades of this and making it permanent, because it is a really lovely formula, and actually trying this blush has made me really intrigued to pick up the H Trio, like I guess I'd call it a highlighter powder, right? And actually use that as a highlighter, because this formula is quite beautiful. Now, this is very expensive, so this I would say is not a must-have or a run, don't walk, because it is very, very expensive. This is one of those products that if the formula sounds like something you would love and you love Hermes and you want to splurge and treat yourself, like the product itself, in my opinion, is beautiful. It really is, but only you can decide because it's very, very expensive. So that is my thoughts on the blushes. I hope that was helpful in some way, shape or form. I just wanted to kind of, I was going to just do the YSL ones, but then I was like, I have the Hermes one too. Maybe people are eyeing that off, and I know you guys like to see the swatches mainly, so I figured hopefully this was helpful. I have a heap of other blushes, like the new Glaminatrix blushes and stuff that we need to talk about as well, but we will save them for another video. All right, I hope that was helpful. Let me know your thoughts. And if you're watching to this point, you know you're an absolute legend. Thank you so, so much. I truly, truly appreciate you. Extra special shout out to my Lily absolute legends and all my channel members here. Thank you for supporting my channel. And I hope you are having an amazing day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Bye.